Good morning, good morning, morning. We're going to continue our study here in James. We're going to start off, we left off yesterday with James 1, verse 21, I think where we stopped off. I'm sorry, verse 20. So we're 21 here is going to be, so get rid of all the filth and evil in your life and humbly accept the word that God has planted in your heart for it is power to save your souls. But don't just listen to God's word. You must do what it says. Otherwise, you're only fooling yourself. For if you listen to the word and don't obey it, it's like glancing at yourself in the mirror. You see yourself, walk away, and forget what you look like. But if you look carefully into the perfect law that sets you free, and you do what it says, and don't forget what you've heard, then God will bless you doing it. Sorry, again, I apologize. I have stuff written all over my Bible. Sometimes I have lines of words. Verse 26 says, you claim to be religious, but don't control your tongue. You are fooling yourself. And religion is worthless. Pure and genuine religion in the sight of God the Father means caring for orphans and widows in their distress, and, this is the second part of it, right, refusing to let the world corrupt you. Wow. There's so much in those verses right there. It's talking about hearing and then doing, like actively doing. And then finishes, just before we get into chapter 2, it finishes closing the dovetailing that idea with refusing to allow the world to corrupt you. So the first portion here is talking about, hey, when you read the word, make sure you listen to it. Listen to what you're reading. Don't just passively read something and forget about it and then go about your day. Scripture says that, or you will be fooling yourself. And what would be fooling yourself? Right? So ask yourself questions as you're reading the word. So that you'll be fooling yourself. Well, previously in the verses it was talking about this word has the potential of saving your soul. You're fooling yourself if you just read it and walk away without obeying it or being obedient to what God is saying and convincing yourself you are not saved or, in fact, following the word or not. So it's important that we not only hear the word and read it, but we're also engaging it and doing it. If you jump down to verse 27 here, it says, the pure religion of God is to take care of widows and orphans, and the second half is refusing to let the world corrupt you. Again, this is another statement that requires concerted effort, it requires focus, it requires an active posture towards something. Nobody passively refuses something. Nobody is just indifferent about refusing things. When you refuse something, when you say no to something, you've made up your mind. You've decided in your mind and in your head, no, I'm not going to do this. Hey, cigarette, no, I'm good. Really, no, I'm good. I mean, you want to drink? No, I'm okay, thank you. You've made an active decision, and you're defending your decision. Scripture commands us here to refuse to take the posture of refusal, a concentrated, concerted effort, and refusing to allow the world to corrupt you. And that will be an active process. The world will continually attempt to corrupt you, whether it be through media, whether it be through interaction with other people in the world. Some of us have friends that we need to cut loose, and we need to kind of remove ourselves from our circle and get away from it because all we're doing is leading us back to the world. The question is, who are you running with? When you're running for the prize, when you're running the race, who are you running with? These people helping you run this race? These people helping run with you? Or are they going someplace else? So you need to make sure that you're making a concerted effort to not allow the world to corrupt you. That should permeate every aspect of our life. We should be asking ourselves, not just in our social life, excuse me, but also in our personal life. Like, what I'm watching on TV, is it something that's helping me run this race? Am I doing everything that I can, and am I giving myself every advantage that I can to run the race well? Am I doing everything I can to refuse to allow the world to impact me? And it says here that you are able to do what it says, and remember what it says, God bless you for what? It's in verse 24, it says here, you do what it says, and don't forget what you heard, then God will bless you for what? For doing it. Not just knowing it, not just hearing that, receiving scripture back, knowing the Greek, knowing the Hebrew, for actively doing it. So we have to engage. There's this side of our faith that requires moving forward. It requires obedience. It requires us to believe and move forward. Paul's asked by a jailer, said, what must I do to be saved? Paul's response to him was something that's, I think, understated now within the church. It was believe and be baptized. Believe and be baptized. That was how he obtained salvation. Was belief. He was believing in Jesus and what he did. And the baptism was the statement of his faith. This is the Ramon, this is my dedication, this is my proclamation, this is the direction I headed in. But there's this dichotomy. So you have one side is faith, right? Faith and belief in Jesus Christ require nothing at all, right? Faith is free from God, it's nothing to works. You can't earn it. It's given by God, you accept it. But then there's the other side of the coin, when you accept it and when you actually believe in something, you're moving forward. I used the illustration the other day in our church. I took the ball and I threw it at somebody. I kept throwing it back and forth with this individual, and I talked a little bit. I was teaching, and I stopped and talked a little more, and I went to go to the ball, and the individual jumped, and I didn't let it go. I didn't let the ball go. And he jumped. I'm like, what did you jump for? Because he believed that I was not going to do something. If you believe that I'm going to do something. So if you believe in something, if you believe in your faith, if you believe in what this book says, if you believe in the gospel, it will compel you to move forward. So the question then is, if you're not moving forward, you don't feel like you're moving forward, where's your faith? Where are you at with the Lord? The beauty in this is that if you're in a place where you're kind of vacillating back and forth, or you're kind of sedentary or stagnant, God always offers the opportunity for us to re-engage. And really all it takes is sitting down and just praying, taking a minute to pray and asking God to reinvigorate your faith. And taking one aspect of your faith to push into, to press, to lean into, whether it be just sharing your faith with somebody else or committing, defending a time of prayer. And those things will help re-invite the Lord back to that relationship. That will help you reinvigorate your faith. I think a lot of times we try to do it all, and the reality is we can only do one thing. We can do one thing at a time. So pick one thing in your faith. If you're in a stagnant place, you feel you're dry, you're in a dry season, pick one thing: prayer, fellowship, revival, and just focus on it for right now. Invite the Lord to that process. He will give you your segment. I guarantee it. So we'll pick the rest of the verses. We'll go chapter 2 in the next couple days or so. But remember, the true and perfect religion that God considers pure is taking care of widows and orphans. They take care of helpless. And the second part of that is refusing to let the world corrupt you. Those are the two things, according to James, brother of Jesus, that are considered perfect and pure. Okay, so strive for things, help those that are helpless, whether it be a homeless person today or whether it be shut in, whether it be somebody that you know is wounded or hurting right now, or whether that be maybe somebody within your family. And then put up that posture, that defensive posture of refusing to allow the world to corrupt you through whatever outward action it is, whether it be prayer, reading, fellowship, any one of those things. Lord, we ask you to take this away from us, Father. We ask that you strengthen us in our faith. We ask that we would be more of you in every day. Father, I pray, Lord, that you continue to mold and shape our hearts. We conform ourselves to you, conform ourselves to your image, that we wouldn't take you and try to fit into our lives, but we would rather fit ourselves into your plan. We love you and just give thanks to your name. Amen. Have a good day.